Get your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.
This lesson shows you the tools you can use to modify the pictures you insert into your Word documents. Once you insert a picture in Word and then click it to select it, then either a Picture Format contextual tab or a Format tab of a Picture Tools contextual tab then appears in the ribbon, depending on your Office version. This tab contains the main functions you use to format pictures. Note this contextual tab only appears if an image is selected in your document. The buttons in the Adjust button group let you make various types of image adjustments to the currently selected picture in your document. You can click the Remove Background button to remove the background from a selected picture. If you click this button, then the Background Removal contextual tab appears in the ribbon. Word then displays the area it will not keep in a purple color. You can then use the Mark Areas to Keep or Mark Areas to Remove buttons to change your mouse pointer into a pencil that lets you draw lines to indicate sections of the picture to keep or remove depending on which button you clicked. To then remove the background, click the Keep Changes button. Alternatively, to cancel the changes, click the Discard All Changes button to cancel the process. You can click the Corrections button to select from the preset adjustment options shown in both the Sharpen and Soften, as well as Brightness and Contrast sections. Note that selecting the Picture Corrections Options command at the bottom of the drop-down then opens the Picture Corrections category within the Format Picture task pane. We will examine changing the settings within the Format Picture task pane in the following lessons of this chapter. You can use the Color drop-down button to select one of the many colors to apply to the image. You can also select different color saturation as well as color tone levels by using this button. You can roll over the More Variations command to select a color choice from the palette of colors that appears. You can click the Set Transparent Color command and then click on a color within the image to remove that color from the image and replace it with transparency. You can click the Picture Color Options command to open the Format Picture task pane and then set advanced color and correction options for the selected image. To apply a preset artistic effect to a picture, click the Artistic Effects drop-down button and then select one from its drop-down menu. Alternatively, to open the Format Picture task pane to apply an artistic effect, click the Artistic Effects Options command. To select a transparency level for the picture, click the Transparency button and then choose a preset from the button's drop-down menu. Alternatively, to open the Format Picture task pane and set the transparency level in its Picture Transparency section, click the Picture Transparency Options command in the button's drop-down menu. You can click the Compress Pictures button to open a dialog box that allows you to compress one or more images in your document. First, set your desired compression settings in this dialog box. To only compress the currently selected picture versus compressing all of the pictures in your document, check the Apply Only to this Picture checkbox. Then check or uncheck the Delete Cropped Areas of Pictures checkbox as desired. Then choose a desired target output that meets your needs. Then click the OK button to compress the pictures in your document. Note that this is typically only done for graphics intended for web page display, as smaller graphics files tend to load faster. Also, this only works on photos like JPEG and GIF files. You can click the Change Picture button to replace the currently selected image with another image. After clicking this button, select the source of the replacement image from the drop-down menu that appears. You can select the From a File command to open the Insert Picture dialog box, which lets you navigate to the local image file to use as the replacement. Selecting the From Online Sources choice instead opens the Online Pictures window, which lets you select a replacement from Bing Image Search or from a connected OneDrive folder. Choosing the From Icons command opens the Insert Icon window, which lets you click to select an icon to use as the replacement, and then click the Insert button to insert it. Clicking the From Clipboard command simply pastes the last thing you copied to your clipboard as the replacement image. These features let you select a picture to substitute for the current picture without resetting any formatting or size adjustments that you have already made. The last button in the Adjust section is the Reset Picture button. You can click this button to reset any changes you have made to a picture. Also, note that this button contains a drop-down arrow that lets you reset either the formatting only by choosing the Reset Picture command, or reset both the formatting and the sizing applied to the image by choosing the Reset Picture and Size command. Simply choose your desired option from the drop-down menu of choices. The next button group in the Picture Format Contextual tab is the Picture Styles button group. You can click any picture style in this area to apply it to the selected graphic. If you hold your mouse pointer over any styles listed, you can preview how the style will affect the selected image in the document before clicking to select it. You can also use the downward and upward facing arrows at the right side of the box to scroll through the available style choices. Clicking the More button below the two arrows fully opens this selection box so that you can see all available styles at once. To add a picture border, click the Picture Border drop-down button. Then click the border color to apply. To quickly change the border's thickness or apply a dashed border versus a solid border, then either roll over the Weight command in the Picture Border button's drop-down menu to select a different line thickness from the choices available, or roll over the Dashes command to select a dashed line style to use. You can click the Picture Effects drop-down button to display a listing of the various stylistic categories you can apply to your selected picture. Then roll your mouse pointer over a category to show a listing of styles for that category. Holding your mouse pointer over any style here also shows it as a preview on the selected image in your document. Then click a style to apply it to the picture. If you click the Picture Layout button, you can convert the selected picture into one of the SmartArt graphic styles shown. This lets you incorporate images into your SmartArt and add supplemental text. Simply select the style of SmartArt to apply from the choices in the drop-down menu. To add an alternative text description of a selected document image to help user accessibility, click the Alt Text button in the Accessibility button group to open the Alt Text pane at the right side of the window. To try and automatically generate a description of the picture if there is no description yet entered, click the Generate a Description for Me button in this pane. Alternatively, to type your own description, click into the large white text box and type a simple description of the image. If the image is purely decorative, you can skip the description and instead check the Mark as Decorative checkbox to not distract the reader. To close the Alt Text pane, click the X button in its upper right corner. The Arrange button group contains buttons that let you change the placement and text wrapping of the selected image in the document. You can click the Position button to select a preset placement option for the selected image. You can click the Wrap Text drop-down button to select a preset text wrapping option for the selected image. If you have selected one of a few overlapping images in your document, you can click either the Bring Forward or Send Backward drop-down buttons and choose an option to apply to the selected image to change the order in which the images overlap each other in the stack. You can click the Selection Pane button to toggle the display of the selection pane on or off. The selection pane shows the selectable objects you have inserted into your document, like pictures. You can click the Align button to choose an alignment option from the drop-down menu of choices. The Group Objects drop-down button lets you group together different selected document objects. To group together multiple pictures or drawn shapes simultaneously selected in your document as a single unit, click the Group Objects button, and then choose the Group command. To ungroup a grouped object, click the Group Objects button again, and then choose the Ungroup command. To rotate a selected picture, click the Rotate button and then select a rotation option from the drop-down menu. The buttons in the Size button group let you crop and resize images. To crop a selected image, which removes unwanted or excess parts of it, click the Crop button. A bounding box with cropping handles then appears around the selected image. At that point, click and drag inward on any of the cropping handles that appear around the picture to mark those sections of the image as the parts to remove. You can then click the Crop button again to crop the selected parts of the image away. If you make a mistake, you can uncrop by clicking the Crop button again and then dragging the cropping handles back outwards to restore parts of the image that were lost. Then click the Crop button again. You can also click the Reset Picture button in the Adjust button group to reset the picture back to its original state if needed. You can crop an image to fit a selected shape or crop an image to fit a selected dimension ratio like portrait or landscape. To crop an image to fit a selected shape, click the drop-down button under the Crop button. Then roll over the Crop to Shape command. Then select a desired shape from the side menu of choices that appears. To crop a picture to a selected aspect ratio, click the drop-down button under the Crop button. Then roll over the Aspect Ratio command and select an aspect ratio from its side menu. You can also use the spinner arrows at the right end of either the Shape Height or Shape Width spinner boxes to increase or decrease the height or width of the selected image. To make specific changes to the image size, click the Advanced Layout Size dialog box launcher button in the lower right corner of the Size button group to open the Advanced Layout Size dialog box. On the Size tab of the Layout dialog box, you can enter the height and width into the text boxes provided. To adjust the relational aspect, meaning the height to width ratio of the selected image, first ensure that the Lock Aspect Ratio checkbox is deselected in the Scale section of the Size tab of the Layout dialog box. Then enter the height and width independently. You can enter a degree of rotation to apply to the image by using the Rotation spinner buttons. In the Scale section, you can enter a percentage into either the height and/or width text boxes to scale the image by the selected percentage. You can also check or uncheck the two checkboxes in this section as needed when making size and scale changes. They let you lock the aspect ratio and determine if the ratio used is based on the current image scale or on the scale of the original image. You can also click the Reset button at the bottom of this tab to reset any changes made to the size of the image. After making your adjustments, then simply click the OK button to close the size dialog box and apply your changes.
Like what you see? Pick up your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.